Hey, J-Bro's popping in here. Yeah, we have got a packer, and the engine's bad on it. And you could probably make the engine work, but what we ended up doing here, this is a Honda 6.5 horsepower, I think. Well, 5.5 or 6.5. I'll holler back to you, but we're gonna take this motor off, and I found this exact knockoff. They call it a Hunda motor. And we're going to take and swap this guy onto here. This motor I bought was about $130, and this plate compactor is probably a $1,400 to $1,600 plate compactor. I mean, not in its current shape, I'm talking brand new. So we're going to go ahead and take these belts off and see where we sit on this engine. So if anybody's in the landscaping business, got a plate compactor, you can pick one up that's crappy and cheap and slap a cheap motor in it. So right now on this particular engine, what we needed to do was we pulled out 13 mil ratcheting wrench. This was in here. In order to get this loosened up, we had to put a socket in on the ripcord side right here. That basically held it in check so we could loosen up the other side. Because really the only thing on this particular engine that we're trying to save is we need this clutch. So that's kind of where we're at. The rest of this stuff is kind of garbage, but not really. Maybe we can find somebody to give it to or sell it for metal. But I think it still works. It just needs other parts. But for me, I just rather pick up a quick, cheap motor. But yeah, so that's where it's at. So we'll get this off of here and then unbolt the engine, and then see how the new one sets up on. Right now I can't find a clutch puller, so we're gonna try to slip some wood boards in behind here and then pound some shims in on the backside to see if we can't get this clutch to pop off, because like I mentioned, that's really the only thing that we need on this setup. But if you have the right tools, it's super easy, but I don't have the right one at this point.
I thought that thing would come out of there like that.
Well, Dad says that was more luck than skill. I just took this big pry bar here along with the shim. The shims weren't quite doing it. We just couldn't get in there well, but I was able to get... this pry bar does pretty good because it's kind of an offset bar. But anyway, that popped right off of there. And that was the main part that we were looking to get. So now we'll just go into popping the motor off. And actually, you know, for the most part, the motor actually probably is pretty good. If a guy were to buy this part, that part, this part, that part, all of a sudden you're at $130. So that was kind of my analogy of just getting a new motor. All right, we got the engine popped out as of right now. It was just these two nuts that were sitting here on the backside mounted to the deck here.
Nice.
Remove those. And then
I envisioned that these things would turn, but this is self-folding, so all you gotta do is come through here.
And you don't think it's missing one of those up front?
No.
Okay.
Okay, put that stuff back in here.
Okay.
Let's, I guess here's what tightens your...
Well, obviously I'll get something to clean this up.
But we got to, we got to loosen this bolt up.
Okay. I'll get that loosened up and cleaned up. Yeah, so what we're at right now with the clutch, we just pulled the key out of there, shined that up, shining up the inside of the shaft there, just trying to clean it up as new as possible. And once that's done, I got this cleaned up here, got this tightening bolt backed off a little bit so the engine can get dropped in there. So everything's going together pretty good so far until I jinx it.
Pull off the motor.
Yeah, so what we did is shine this key up, shine this all up, and then shined up the inside of where this key is, and then pounded that key back in there. So that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, we're onto this of cleaning this up, unpackaging the motor, and yeah, so far this is really easy. And I would say if you're sitting here thinking about, you know, as I mentioned, getting a new muffler mount and things and stuff, or whatever else this might need, we'll see how this this packer goes, because with the mini skid and stuff, we got the patio out back, and then the sidewalk and kind of front garage portion we're going to do in stones and patio. So that's kind of what the whole purpose of the packer here is. Right now we're just dry fitting it a little bit, but look at that pretty motor compared to that. So yeah, everything for the most part, we've got that's where the key will go on the clutch, and then the bolts look like they line up for the mounting. So yeah, so far I'm super pleased with it. And yeah, we're just gonna grease this up a little bit and get the bolt mounts here to show you where those came out of, just so you have an idea right there. And the nice thing is they got a little wider hole on that side, which is kind of nice, just in case it was different.
Well, that's so you
different width. So that's
so you
nice.
can adjust it, get your pulleys aligned.
Yeah.
Where'd that plate go? We should show them that plate. Where'd that plate go?
Which plate?
The thing that held the bolts up.
Oh, the U-clip there?
Yeah, U-clip, yeah.
Yeah, there was a U-clip that comes from underneath and slides up is what you bolt the... We'll track it down here and I'll get back to you. Yeah, here we go. There's that U-clip Dad's got there. So that just goes from underneath, slides this up to there. And then if he holds that, I'll start with these. These are kind of like the pan head washers.
Oh yeah, okay, yep, you're right.
But I don't know if this is thicker than the other one, so once you slide it through, I'll know. Looks about the same.
No, it's the same.
There we go. So if you want to jimmy that in there.
It's too bad we didn't have nylocks.
Oh, I do.
Metric?
Yeah.
God, that'd be slick, because these are lock nuts.
So you just want to wash washers with nylocks?
Yeah, washer.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Here.
I'll grab some.
Here.
Yeah, we popped into going with nylock here.
Shit, how in the hell can I?
That kind of looks like a pain.
Oh, man.
Then I don't know how well I actually had that lined up either. I'm going to get this mounted here and I'll holler back to you guys. Yeah, it took a little bit longer. Guy just had to hold that U-bolt up there a little bit tougher, and then I just put some nylocks and some washers on that. Right now we got this slightly loose up here, so when we go to put the clutch back on, we can get that squared up to the world, so that's on there nice. And then right now Dad's just checking for oil and stuff like that, and then here's the adjuster for the tensioning of the motor. So that's kind of where we're at, but shoot, isn't that pretty slick? Brand new motor. Not saying it's the best one, 6.5. And I'll show you the motor here. They call it a Honda GX160. And Dad said he was doing reviews on this, and he said that it only horsepowered out to 5.5 horsepower, but it says 6.5, so I'm gonna say it's 6.5. But Dad says it's only 5.5, but
which is no big thing.
I think it'll work pretty good here. So we're gonna check some more stuff, and yeah, not too bad. So right here on the key, we had to polish this up a little bit better, and then I just took a round file on this shaft here, cleaned that up a little bit better. And what we did is we lined this clutch up with the shaft, slid that on first, and then pounded the key in, and that seemed to work really, really well. But yeah, now we're to the point that this bolt here goes back into here, and basically you can see we took the clutch obviously, and that lines up super nice down with the trolley down there. And then obviously it's just a matter of tightening and squaring up the motor mount to get that fully set up. But I think we're making good headway anyway. All right, we're back on the packer and the engine. We just fished out the belts, and like I said, the clutch and the belts lined up really nice. I'll get over this side. Like I said, there's the engine, and we basically just need to get this kind of lined up with the base down here, because the frame bolts are, or motor mount bolts, are a little bit loose. That was just so we could get it lined up. So now we'll just go into tightening this up and squaring away and get some fluids in it, and we'll go from there. But I'll holler back when we get to the next step. So right now we're about ready to top this off with oil. We got flex funnel, and then this takes 10W30, and it says 0.60 liters. So we're gonna go ahead and get that rolling, and yeah, and that's kind of how we're gonna do it, and hopefully don't overfill it. All right, J-Bro's popping in here. 3 pulls. Turned this to on. Throttle's right here. Gas is on. Choke is right here. We had it full. Choke is now off. And here's the throttle. There's the clutch kicking in right there. So a good little sample as far as turtle mode. I'd say for a $130 engine, this is a damn good deal. So yeah, I'll put that down in the description down below, but total winner. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. J-Bro's out.